There's only room for one spoiled rich kid at this school, and that's me.
Hey guys, Fatzoid here, and XYZ Event is here on Master Duel. And let me just tell you, if you are tired of the monotony of ranked solo ladder, where you're playing against a lot of the same decks over and over and over, XYZ will be kind of a change of pace. So the reason I'm going to say it's a kind of a change of pace is you will play similar decks over and over and over. They're just much different than the ladder decks that you play on ranked. So let's get into it. This is what we ran for the XYZ Festival. Let me switch to this. Alright, so for the XYZ Festival, so we are running Arm Dragon. So we're running the Arm Dragon Thunder package, but we also have some spice with the Arm Dragon Blitz into Arm Dragon level 10. We have a Kyoki Miru Drago package. So a lot of the times when you're playing against certain decks, if you get out Miru Drago, it's a complete hoser. Like if you play against, and some of the top decks right now are using the Utopia cards. My bad. Some of the top decks right now are using the Utopia cards, or a lot of decks that people are using involve the Galaxy Eyes deck cards, and those are all light cards. Another deck that I think is really good in here is a Blue Eyes, because Blue Eyes has pretty strong plays without using extra deck at all. And they also have level 8 monsters that go into some of the stronger XYZ cards. But I decided to go with this list. This list, nothing to snuff about. It does what it does. You run 3 Lightning Storm, right? You run the Gold Sarcophagus for the Tempest. And you got some Monster Reborns with the Return of the Dragon Lords. You got actual Monster Reborn, just because we want to make sure that we get our board online. Then another big thing here, what we normally go into, I would say 9 times out of 10, you're going into this if you're going to be XYZ summoning. You're going into this, and you're one-shotting your opponent. It's very easy to get multiple level 10s out in a row. Second choice, you could possibly go into a Red Eyes Flare. Very depends on what your opponent's doing and what you got going. And 2 games out of, I think 2 games out of the entirety of me playing, which was over 34 matches. It might have been more than that. It might have been like 30. I went 29-6 as a record with this deck. So 29 wins, 6 losses. And I used this twice. Big Eye. This card is insane if your opponent, like, to just... Because you get level 7s out very easily. Because you run piled up Arm Dragon. You're also running Tempest. Very easy to get it out on the field. Issues I have with the XYZ event. The first issue I have with the XYZ event is there was some shenanigans going on that I do not believe Konami intended. First, there was people who made decks specifically to lose as fast as possible. What do I mean by this? It's exactly what I said. Let me go to my match history. Wow, I got most of my losses near the end here. Match history. Look for turn 1 wins. Because my deck does not win turn 1. So we're going to look at his deck. This is kind of what the deck looks like. Let's see what they do. And I'm not even going to lie. When I first seen this happen, I laughed my ass off. I was like, what in the fuck is this? But you know what? I will thank them because, let me get wins easier. So my hand, honestly, is a pretty awkward hand. Actually, no, this hand's better than... Actually, this hand's actually pretty decent. So he's gonna go with Magical Mallet. He wants to search for the right cards. He uses this to take 2,000 damage. And then he'll take massive damage, and then end phase, this will kill him. And he'll kill... His name's I Die. So it kind of tells you what was happening there. And honestly, see, like another one. Turn 1. I played against... Dude, out of the 34 times I played this event, right? I played against this specific deck like 8 or 9 times. I don't know who thought of it or what was going through people's heads, but I understand the premise. The premise of this deck is to end the game as fast as possible, because when you lose at the XZ event, you get 500 points still. So, I mean 50 points. So, you get, for each win, you get 100. Each loss, you get 50. So, they just decide to make a deck where they can lose as fast as possible. You know what I mean? Just so they can rack up the points as fast as possible. Some of the standout decks too is I thought the Blue Eyes deck was standout, Galaxy Eyes deck standout. I haven't played against Zodiac, but I imagine Zodiac is like broken in this, because you can go to Zeus like super easy, like 1-card combo, just run a bunch of hand traps. So what you want to take away from this, first of all, it doesn't matter if your deck's very good. Honestly, the deck I have is not that good. You probably could just use a loner deck. If you want, you can force yourself to lose, too. Go for it. You want to get to 3,200 points. So 3,200 points, that's when the cap kind of ends off. So let's go to reward list. You get insane rewards. And I'm going to say awesome job on Konami for giving you such good rewards. Look, 100, 300, 600, 1,200, 1,400, 1,400, 1,600. It's kind of random. It goes to 120, 1,600 to 1,720 to 1,920, 2,000. You get like over 2,000 gems from this. And then yes, you can play all the way down to here, 22, 200, was it 20,000? 20,000, but the rewards get significantly decreased, and the legacy packs are all right. I got 20. By the time you get to 32, you get 20 legacy packs, and in those 20 legacy packs, I don't know if I was insanely lucky or they just make the rarity like increased chance of getting the higher rarities. I have like 6. I got like 5 of the ultra of the first XZ's monster, which is, you know what, I'll just show you so you can see what I'm talking about. This is my secondary account, by the way. Oh no. Let's see. Oh, right here. I got 6. I got 3 of these. I got 6 of these. I got 2 of these super rares, a Crooked Cook, which I lost 1 game to this card because my opponent was lame, and I honestly do not understand how someone could play this. I understand playing this card in like a competitive format, maybe, I don't know, but this card forced me to put a Kaiju in my deck. Like, I played against it once, and I was like, if other people are gonna do this, I'm just gonna put a Kaiju. Because it's literally, I think it's the only out for this. The only one I can think of, at least. And I got 2 of these. And 4 of these. Photon Strike. I don't know if these cards are that good. I honestly don't know if any of these cards are that good. But yeah, I pretty much Mind Crush. Got 3 playset. Pretty much got all the cards you really could want from it. I don't think the cards were particularly that good. I think the gems were the big winner. I started this off with not that many gems, but with all the missions and everything that they give you, I have 6,000 gems now on this account again. So, what does it come down to? It comes down to two things. Do not use your material to craft whatever you need to craft for your XYZ deck. Honestly, you can make it pretty jank and it'll work completely fine. And number two, you're gonna get some free wins, so that's pretty nice. And you get to play against some decks who you might not have experienced otherwise. The big thing that I have to say to Konami is this event's awesome. It's great for getting people some free gems, which I'm a huge component of. Try to make this game as free as possible because people who enjoy the game will spend money on it regardless. But you guys need to do more when it comes to tournaments. You have someone like DK, someone like Duel Links Meta, who hosts like weekly tournaments or a daily tournament. I don't even know what he does at this point. He does like weekly or daily tournaments, and he's carrying you guys when it comes to that. You need to implement something inside this system. And I know the system's new. Maybe you have plans for it already, but you need to implement something in this system that will allow us to do tournaments with other people that are hosted by you. And it doesn't have to be, you don't even have to manpower this. You can program the whole thing. Hey, it's a 32-person tournament. You pay, let's say, 500 gems to 1,000 gems to join the tournament, right? Or less. I don't know how much. Depends what your payout is. And depending on where you place, you get a certain payout. Like, it's not that hard. You could do bracketed tournaments. Or even if you wanted to, you can do just based on wins. So, like, let's say it's a 5-round tournament, and you have, if you win all 5 rounds, you get the max amount of gems. Maybe, let's say it's 1,000, 1,500. Like, and have that at least, like, once a week, or, like, multiple times a week. Like, 3-4 times a week. I have no idea why this isn't done. I feel like, I don't remember if they do, but I feel like MTG Arena does this, where they host like tournaments themselves. There's no reason why they're players in your community who are doing it themselves. Like, that's fine, they can do it, but you should be the front runner when it comes to these tournaments. It just doesn't make sense. And I know, if I remember correctly, Konami has issues. I remember researching this before. Konami has issues with giving like real life cash in it. I'm not even asking that. Give them currency in game. Either give them ultra rare material, or you can give them gems. Like, just make it a fair amount. Don't be cheap with it. Make it a fair amount. Don't be saying, oh, it's 500 to enter, and then if you win, if you go 5-0 or you win the entire thing, you get like 1,000. Like, that's not a fair shot. But make it fair, and I think this game will take off and be better than ever. And I think the tournament mode will really make it more enjoyable for even the content creators to make content. They can make content of them doing the tournaments. Like, you got to think about the whole piece of the pie here.